So today we are going to discuss a poem Tansen written by Hazrat Inayat Khan. This is a very wonderful poem, and here in this poem we are going to understand the beautiful relation between a student and a teacher. So Tansen was a singer and he was a prominent figure of Hindustani classical music and also referred to as Ramantanu, and was born in late 15th century in Hindu family. He learned and perfected his art from his guru Sant Haridas. He began his career and spent most of his adult life in the court of Hindu king Raja Ramchandra Singh from 1555 to 1592, where Tansen's musical abilities and studies gained widespread fame. This reputation brought him to the attention of the Mughal Emperor Akbar, who sent messengers to Raja Ramchandra Singh requesting Tansen to join musician at the Mughal court. Tansen did not want to go, but Raja Ramchandra Singh encouraged him to gain a wider audience and sent him along with gifts to Akbar. So in 1562 he joined Akbar court. Now we'll start poem. Tansen the singer in great Akbar's court won great renown through his Badshahi fort. His voice rang like the sound of silver bells, and Akbar ravished her. The story tells how the king praised him, gave him many a gem, called him the chief jewel in his diadem. So renowned means famous, ravished means captivate, and diadem means crown. So here the poet gives the information about Tansen, who was a great singer of Akbar's court. He became so renowned in king's court because of his attractive voice, and whenever he sang there, the king would praise and gave him many rewards. The king also gave the honor to him by calling him as a chief jewel among his more talented people. So these are the names of Akbar's Navratan: Abul Fazl, Faizi, Biba, Todar, Mal Rajaman Singh, Abdul Rahim Khane Khana, Fakir Oziaddin, Mullah Dopyaza, and Tansen. These were the nine Navratan. And that is why they are called as Navratans. So one day the singer sang the song of fire, Deepak Rag, and burning like a pyre. His body burst into consuming flame. To cure his burning heart, a maiden came and sang Malhar, the song of water cold, till health returned and comfort as of old. So one day once Tansen sang Deepak Rag. Deepak Rag is a rag of song of fire. So rag of fire. So not only the atmosphere got warm, but also his body started to burn because of flames. For making his heart calm and peaceful, an unmarried girl came there in the court and sang Malhar Rag. Malhar Rag is the song of cold water, and she sang it till he returned to his previous state and got comfort as he was an old person who danced. Then the Akbar replied. Akbar said, "Mighty thy teacher must be and divine." Great Akbar said, "Magic indeed is thine." Learned at his feet, then happy Tansen bowed and said, "Beyond this world's ignoble crowd, scorning its wealth, remote and far away, he dwells within a cave of Himalaya." Then the explanation, the great king praised him as well as his teacher, Guru, and said his teacher must be powerful and divine. And this magical voice had got Tansen from his guru. So Tansen bowed in front of the king, and he said that his guru hated and left all the earthly things which were not noble, and was living far away in the cave of Himalaya. Then Akbar expressed his desire, and he said, "Could I But I see him once, desired the king, sit at the feet a while and listening, hear his celestial song. I would deny my estate and walk in robes of poverty. So the king requested. So the king said, he was very curious, and he said, the king became curious to see the Tansen's guru and expressed his wish. He asked Tansen whether he could see him and sit at his teacher's feet, that is Guru's feet, and hear his heavenly song or the voice. For that, king was ready to give up his estate and his royal clothes. Then said Tansen, as you desire, Huzur, indeed 'twere better as a slave and poor to come, for he, lifted above the things of earth, disdains to sing to earthly kings. After Tansen accepted the Huzur's desire, but he suggested the king that it would be better if they would go to his guru by becoming a slave and the poor. Because why? Because the teacher, that guru, never performed in front of the king. Because his guru had lifted himself from the earthly things, and he did not sing for this earthly kings. So long was the road, and Akbar as a slave followed Tansen, who rode towards the cave high in the mountains as the singer's feet. They knelt and prayed with supplication sweet. Towards thy shrine, lo, we have journeyed long, O holy master, bless us with thy song. So that place was long. The king disguised himself as a slave and started to follow Tansen. They rode towards the cave, which was on mountain. When they reached there, they bent down to respect Sant Haridas and made a humble prayer. And they explained why they had traveled so long towards his temple and wanted to be blessed by his song. And then Ustad, won by their humility, sang song of peace and their and high felicity, and Malkas Raga all ecstatic rang, till birds and priests, enchanted as he sang, gathered to hear over Akbar's dreaming soul. He felt the waves of heavenly rapture roll. Then the Ustad or the Guru was won by their courtesy and started to sing the Malkas Rag, the song of peace, with intense happiness which created peace and intense joy. And to hear the song, the birds and animals came as they were hypnotized. And the King Akbar's soul felt enthusiasm as he was in heaven. But as he turned to speak his word of praise, Ustad had vanished from his wandering gaze. So the mesmerized king came to his senses, and the king wanted to see and praise him. The king astonished because the Ustad disappeared from there. Tell me, Tansen, what theme this is in that holds the soul enchanted and the heart enfolds in high delight. And when he knew the name, tell me again, he said, could you the same theme sing to lure my heart to pass untrod? Oh, I know to thee I sing, he sings to God. So then, after that, the king asked Tansen about the theme or the tune that made his soul hypnotized and felt extremely joyous. So he wanted to know the name of the theme and added that Tansen should sing the same rag to tempt his heart to walk on untrodden path. But Tansen refused to do so. Why? Because he sang for the earthly king, but his guru sang for one God. So that's the beauty of his guru. This is what Tansen expressed in front of the king, that I sing for you, but my teacher sing for the God. That's the end of this beautiful chapter, poem, Tansen. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Bye bye and take care.